Well, Josh, it's great to see you. You look very well. You look like you've been in the gym.
Yeah, I'm training away, Gareth. Yeah, back on the horse, training away, been keeping fit. So, yeah, getting back to it now. I'm able to finally start doing running and all that now. So, yeah, it's good.
Is that a while you've been back in the gym?
Yeah, I've been back in the gym for a wee while. I've been taking over and stuff. So yeah, I'm always in the gym, keeping fit, Gareth. So yeah, it's good.
Um, Thoughts on New York? Have you had to kind of go over things and watch it again and gather yourself and think about it a different time, maybe?
I mean, yeah, I've watched it a couple of times back, and still, I've got no excuses, man. The better man won on the night, Gareth. There was a couple of factors leading us to why my legs went so early in the fight. But you know, even if I did have an excuse, I'm not going to sit and give them to you. So,
Yeah.
there was a couple of factors as to why my legs went in the fight. But I should have then says, use my brain before the fight and the the team and stuff, and says maybe put the fight back another 4 or 5 weeks. But hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? But it is what it is. We went in the fight and the better man won on the night. But that's it. I was just still a little bit disappointed with because I know me at my best. There's no one can beat me at my best. There's no one can beat me when I'm performing on my best. But um, I turned up on the night and he was better than me on the night. And the margins are that fine at the top level, Gareth. If you
Yeah.
don't turn up slightly at your best, you're going to get beat against genuine world class opponents. You're going to get beat if you don't turn up.
Listen, you're a really tall guy. You're getting older anyway. Are you done at 140 now, in your view?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think I'll be doing the championship weight again, to be honest. That's for sure. Um, I mean, I've not really properly made up my mind yet, but I probably think that that's me done with 140 now. Yeah, I think like I'll be moving up to welter and chasing to become a two-weight world champion.
And do you weigh yourself at the moment then to see what the changes are and that, maybe that you need those extra 7 pounds to make yourself stronger? Because I think I recall you saying after 4 rounds, your legs just weren't there, you know?
Yeah, 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 and I think like I made the weight perfect though. I made the weight really good this time around. There was no issues with making weight or horrible weight cuts and all that kind of stuff. I done it really well. Got my weight down nice and early. It was nice and felt strong at the weight. Um, but it's obviously doing something to me. Is why I never had the legs there. Me now. It's maybe one or two too many times going to the well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I have to sit down. I made the weight fine. It must have just been on the night, but it's obviously doing something. So, I think probably my days at 140 are over now.
So if we look at 147, 10 stone 7 welterweight, um, obviously we all want to see you fight Jack Catterall again. I don't know if it's possible to make that fight. Conor Benn's been calling you out. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
noticed that as well. What are your thoughts on those two?
yeah. These two fights are definitely happening for sure. The Carroll fight's going to happen again at some point. That has to happen again. I want to put that one to bed. Just to shut most people up. Especially him as well. So that one has to be put to bed again. Certainly before I retire. So, but he's on his own path at the minute as well. He's looking to fight Linares and hopefully get a title fight. And I'll be hoping to get a fight and then hopefully get a title fight at welterweight. So, but we will definitely cross our paths again for sure, and hopefully sooner rather than later. Conor Benn, I think that I don't think he should be anywhere near a boxing ring. I think that was just a terrible, terrible look for boxing, and set a bad precedent for the sport. He got caught cheating twice, failed two tests, gets a slap on the wrist and gets allowed to box. You know, he says I have two L's on my records, but so is he. Lawyers and loopholes. So it's just I think it's a terrible look for the sport. I don't think he should have been anywhere near a boxing ring. He got round the jurisdiction, he done the jurisdiction thing and went away boxed somewhere else. So I think that was a bit shady, but it is what it is. He's back, so yeah. At some point, I would love to fight him and love to knock him out for being a cheat.
So you would still fight him. You'd still fight him before he goes through any other due process, if you like, with strict liability. So you would.
Well, obviously, strict liability still hasn't explained why the stuff was in the system. So he still hasn't. He says contamination, then it was eggs, then it wasn't the eggs, then it was something else. I don't know. You know, it's hard to keep up with how many things they've said. But if it was to box him, I'd need to wait till everything was really clear. That I'd have to wait till everything was done and by the book and all that. So, but me as a fighter, I'd fight him tomorrow.
I know you would. As you say, you're back in the gym. What's the route map now for you to book a fight? Will it be this year? Will it be early next year? When are you thinking you'll be back?
Well, I was hoping to get out before Christmas. Obviously back home in Glasgow. We tried to get the couple of the arenas booked, but they were all fully booked for things before Christmas and stuff, concerts and things like that. So the Hydro Arena wasn't available for before Christmas. So we're maybe looking like at the start of next year, maybe January or February time. So get out then and hopefully get out maybe 3 times next year.
You've always said you fancied going up to 147, 10 stone 7, yeah, and having a rumble, having a dance with Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Is it on your hit list as well?
Sorry, what was that?
Is Terence Crawford on your hit list as well?
Yeah, but listen, why not? He's the best in the sport. I believe he's the best in the business at the minute. You know, I've said it for a long time. Praised him to the highest heights. You know, I think he's just the best in the game at the minute. And that's what I've always been in the game for, to challenge myself and test myself against the best. And obviously, if that opportunity ever came around, I would take it with both hands, because I think he's a terrific fighter, and I'd love to go in and test myself against him as well.
What have you been up to in the last few months outside boxing then? Have you been developing your life away from the sport? Have you done any kind of soul searching in a way and looked at other things, or, you know, gone deep sea swimming in the cold up there?
No, just the usual kind of stuff. Obviously, I've not got the dog anymore. The dog passed away, so I've not got the dog. I used to go away a lot of trips with the dog, and my friends go away walking and things like that. Do a bit of camping stuff and all that, kind of carry on. I've not done that a wee bit, but I've been into sort of looking at my motorbikes and sort of getting a wee bit more into that and things, and just taking my mind off the boxing for a couple of weeks. But I've been sort of back in the gym. I took a couple of weeks off, and then I was back in the gym ticking over, and and then sitting at home being a bad loser, or, you know, just frustrating, like going, kicking myself for getting beat, you know. But I guess that's why one of the reasons I become undisputed world champion is because I'm a bad loser. You know, I hate to lose. So I'm not a sore loser, but I'm a bad loser. And I guess that's one of the attributes that made up for me being world champion.
I think you'll always be a bad loser. That's just you.
Yeah, I'm ultra competitive at anything that I do. You know, if me and you were playing snakes and ladders, I'd have to win, Gareth. I have to win.
No, I'd beat you at snakes and ladders. Everything else you'd probably beat me. Maybe I'll beat you at Scrabble. You never know.
Yeah. That'll go up in there when I get beat as well.